what his...
And they used a little girl running through rubble as the excuse when it turns out they lied about babies in incubators. They always put out a fake story.
And all of this stuff. The whole movie was in the can 6 months before the Clinton allegations with Monica Lewinsky and what happened in Eastern Europe. It boggles the mind. When you and I started doing our stuff on 9/11, 3 days before on television, there was a television show about an airliner going into the World Trade Center. Duh. I mean,
they had oil storm 4 months before Katrina, even with the mayor in the show with the exact same thing happening.
We can go on and on and on and on and on. But the archetype is that our so-called controllers are in separation consciousness, and they believe that only by materialism, by taking the blood of the people, the peasants, can they become more powerful. And of course, this is an archetype. Now, clearly, they're also telling us there's two ways to stop them, with silver and with crosses. They're telling us what to do. The cross represents spirituality. If you believe in God, and if you know that the grand organized design is going to protect our souls, and you stand up and look these people in the eye and say, I am in the light of God, there is no way you can hurt me. And silver and gold are the ways that intelligent people have traded forever. And of course, they want us to get away from silver and gold with all this.
But it's not enough to have the cross and have the gold or the silver, werewolf, silver bullet.
Yes.
You've got to have the will.
To look them in the eye and say, be gone.
You have to stand up.
Absolutely.
What's the Bela Lugosi one where he's saying you have a strong will for one who's only lived one life? You have to stand up against them, too.
Yeah, and let me say this, because I believe this very strongly. We humans, we are not victims. We as the citizens of this country are not victims. God does not create junk. If we allow the good energy, the loving energy, the healthy energy of the republic to come through us, of the consciousness of nature, of the consciousness of goodness, we can stop any and all of this craziness.
We're going to come back and finish up talking about mindsets and attitude. People, number one, have to know the facts, but then they have to have the understanding that we are incredibly powerful. The globalists see us not as little pathetic, weak things. They see us as 800-foot giants. They're scared to death of us. That's why they got TV and movies and cultures and drugs in our water and food to try to suppress us, because they're horrified of us.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality. at prisonplanet.tv.
Hi, everyone. Andy Anderson here. Are you using those little bottles of hand gel that kill germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Did you know that once the alcohol evaporates in a few seconds, goodbye effectiveness? No more protection till you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not contain alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and for our friends in medicine, kills C. diff, along with a whole host of viruses and bacteria, molds and fungus too. It's even safe around pets and children. You'll love how your skin feels with PureWorks, soft and supple. No more dry skin. Here's to a little peace of mind knowing that your hands are still germ-free hours later. Call now, toll-free, 888-245-0300 to get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. That's 888-245-0300.
It's like the head of the IMF, the head of the World Bank. They've all come out and they've said, the good times are over. That's a quote. You're going to be poor now. And they have all these other publications. I remember 10 years ago hearing NPR brag, we're going to have our economy fall apart. It's unsustainable. This is going to be good for the earth. No, it's good for them to control us. And they've hijacked the environmental movement. They control it. They have a lot of well-meaning people working for them. But I was talking to George Humphrey. I was saying, George, you know, for many years you did your TV show here in Austin for more than a decade. You don't do it very often anymore. I said, why don't you just turn a YouTube camera on at your house once a week or when you're in town and upload stuff? And I was explaining to him how we have 8 different YouTube channels that we've been uploading to for 2 years. I mean, we've had our stuff on YouTube since 2005 when it came out, but it's now more than half of the video on the web. It's now, so that's the battleground. Yeah, there's censorship, there's problems, but we go there because when we put it on YouTube, it then gets duplicated to thousands of other video sites and then reaches people. But our 8 channels, over 110 million views. There are 44 million views just on one channel, and that's one small part. We're on now over 80 AM and FM affiliates, not 65. We've grown. We're now on shortwave, satellite, XM. The podcast, over 250,000 people downloaded today. We started an iPhone app that's free at Infowars.com. 40+ thousand have downloaded that in the last 3 months. I mean, we have all these different ways. My films, the DVDs, people buy them, they make copies. A new documentary that we're carrying that we're going to have first that starts shipping out late next week is Don't Tread on Me about states' rights. That's available at Infowars.com. But the point is, you watch something I did 10 years ago or you did 10 years ago, it's evergreen. It's pertinent. People see things we did 12 years ago. It's pertinent today. It's evergreen. The globalists, it's lies and distortions. They've got to keep reapplying. And so all this work we've done, that's just on my channels, 110 million views. Not counting all the other channels, you know, with 6 million here for Obama deception, 2 million there for Obama deception, 500,000 for Endgame, 300,000 for Endgame, 1 million for Endgame. You know, just on YouTube, it's conservatively 200 million people. And, you know, to have Nightline here, and they were fully aware of that. That's what they were here about. They wanted to understand this, and that's why Obama and the UN and the New York Times and all these corporations, Cass Sunstein, who's a big supporter of the new Supreme Court Justice nominee Kagan, they've all called. In fact, when they had the La Raza extremist out at UCLA saying, we're going to get the old white people, we're taking over, we're going to get you, government funded to do this, to divide people, they had a sign behind them saying, hate speech is not free speech. So there they are spewing true hate, but I defend their First Amendment till they call for sedition, which they were really doing, which is fire in a theater. There they were, but then saying my speech has to be taken, my guns have to be taken so they can carry out their system. And so they're really going to try this. They're really going for broke here. Before we go back to calls, George Humphrey, your take on the rollout, the trial balloons for internet censorship and control.
Well, I was just reading yesterday that our wonderful new president, the man of change, is another one of his flip-flops. When he was on the campaign trail, he promised that he would protect the privacy and the freedom of the internet, and now his lawyers are pushing restrictions that are far greater than President George W. Bush ever thought about. Folks, if you have any of your dear friends who still believe that Barry Soetoro is there for the people of this country. Please take them out to lunch and just give them the objective information. This fellow is an incredible puppet. He's as you know, we know he is the tip of the spear. He is an incredible choice. Yeah, he's very good looking. He's very articulate in front of the monitors, but he is a puppet of the New World Order, and he's very, very dangerous because he is so good. And he is not there for your rights, and he is working diligently to try and restrict the Internet. And the Internet is our friend.
And they're going to try to take it down with a false cyber attack. Just like they create the financial terrorism. They stage the